Welcome. I'm Pastor Jess Horsley, pastor of ministries. If you are joining us today, you are a part of a grow group. You are intentionally meeting to deepen your relationship with other people and with God. And this week we continue our series, Walk Lightly. This week we are continuing to unpack and explore what it means to be a part of God's creation and how we are called to be caretakers and stewards of that creation. This week, I am joined by Rachel Zolnowski, and you are one of the amazing administrators at Plattwoods Church, and thank you so much for your time and energy here today.
Yes, thanks for having me. I love it.
So we are excited this week. We are asking this opening question, and it's kind of a heavy one, but how have you been personally affected by climate change?
So we just finished with Easter when we were filming this. We just finished with Easter. And I was thinking back, and maybe my memory's a little skewed, but when I was younger, we wore our cute little summer dresses and our cute little sandals. And even as, I was growing up, and now it's like you have to wear dresses with leggings and closed-toed shoes, and you have to make sure you have a sweater. And so I'm like, is it getting colder at Easter? I mean, because Easter varies, but I feel like maybe it's getting a little bit colder and a little bit not as springtime and warm.
And the fact that it was 74 degrees on Christmas Eve and like 38 degrees on Easter.
Yes, my daughter was very upset that we had like a snow type event on Easter and not even a little bit on Christmas. So she was very sure to tell me about that.
Right. It's very real. And it's affecting us directly in that way, this climate change. Our scripture passage for this week comes from Leviticus chapter 25, verses 3 through 5. You will plant your fields for 6 years and prune your vineyards and gather their crops for 6 years. But in the 7th year, the land will have a special Sabbath rest, a rest and a Sabbath for the Lord. You must not plant your fields or prune your vineyards, and you must not harvest the secondary growth of your produce or gather the grapes or freely grown vines. It will be a year of special rest for the land. And we reflect that in our work week. We hope that we encourage and invite people to rest on a Sabbath, but this also invites creation into the Sabbath as well. And in considering all of this and what it means to be stewards, something that we humans maybe haven't done is given the world and the land its rest. And so because of that, some of the plants, some of the insects, some of the animals have gone extinct.
Yep.
And so what is a resource or a plant or an animal that you think it would be devastating to lose?
Well, let me tell you, I don't know hardly anything about this. I'm not as well versed as I could be, but I will tell you that I'm going to say just everything, all of the things, because we've all heard about the bee situation. The bees were getting ready to go extinct, and then, we needed to save the bees. And when I started hearing all of the ways that would, domino effect and really affect me as a person, because I was kind of for getting rid of bees. I'm not a huge fan of bees. And so, but then to hear that, I was like, oh gosh, maybe I need to be okay with the bees. And so I feel like I probably need to feel that way about everything, where if we lose one piece, I don't know what domino effect that's going to have. So I guess I'm just going to say everything, even though, personally there are some things, but probably not in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, there's the movie. It's like the Bee Movie with Jerry Seinfeld, right?
Yes,
Like animated movie. And when that came out, I remember people saying like, we can't get rid it's like the bees, like, and people were it causes some anxiety, but then it actually it's true and real that without pollinators, we wouldn't have the crops that we enjoy and the flowers and
It
all
was
the
really,
things.
it really did open my eyes to show me that, one, everything is connected in a way I don't know. And then two, I rely on so many things around me that I don't even pay attention to in my day-to-day life. So yes, nothing. Let's get rid of no more things.
Yeah. And then I guess a follow-up question that we might consider is, where is God in this conversation?
I really see God in all of it. I think that God created everything to be in relationship, to be in these ecosystems, to be in this give and take. And we as humans sometimes try and put ourselves above that or kind of away from that. That all happens over there. We're over here in our special humanness. And so we've kind of stepped all over it in some ways and really kind of made a mess of it, because God did create that all together, and we are a part of that, and we've really tried to just kind of keep ourselves out. So God's all over that. I mean, God's in every piece and all of the interconnectedness and the working together, and we just need to remember that, recognize that, and then, okay, where's our piece in that?
Yeah, it's almost like it's a big puzzle, and if any single piece goes missing, it is incomplete,
Right.
and we
Yep.
notice that, and we humans often try to make ourselves more important than what we actually are.
Yep.
And we have the ability, the beautiful thing is we have the ability to work with God to repair that, to change that.
Right.
That's really a part of what this whole series is about, is really unpacking and wrestling with what it looks like for us. Not only the impact that we're exploring this week, but next week we'll be talking about the hope that really comes from being in relationship with God and each other to heal.
Good, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so very much to Rachel this week for joining us. Thank you so very much to you for gathering this week. Be sure to check in with each other, to pray for each other, and to come back next week as, again, we consider what it means to have hope, not only now, but in the future, and how we are called to walk lightly in God's creation. Blessings.